On, fellow money lovers, another beautiful day to bill search. Let's jump right into it. I got a bunch of different pocket change throughout the week. Looks like a pretty good mix of different denominations of U.S. currency. So let's just jump right into it. Hopefully you guys are having a really good week. It's a little humid as usual in North Carolina. It's like hail one day and then a volcanic eruption the next day. So it's been a weird week weather-wise for us landscapers, but that's neither here nor there. Series 2013 $1 bill. Nothing really crazy going on. Things to look for would be shifts in the seals. This is all printed right, but and by shifts I mean these seals here, primarily the Department of Treasury seal, the serial numbers. Sometimes you'll notice shifts in the print. That would be a second phase of the printing process. Nothing on the front of that guy, nothing in the serial number. I like to look for issues around the lettering here, both for the Roman numerals, if you can actually see what I'm talking about, there we go, and the lettering for Novus Ordo Seclorum there. But nothing on this bill, so we'll keep on keeping on. Another another $1 bill, 2017 series, little bit of shift here, and I noticed that because it's not touching this little chevron here that's in the center of the E. Nothing in the serial number, although we got a couple different digits repeating themselves. Now, I get questions about that a lot, especially on YouTube, here on YouTube, and on Facebook. Unless it's a block repeater or form a fancy serial number, which if you're asking yourself, what is a fancy serial number, Kyle? Well, then you need to check out my other video I just put up, which is 20 plus rare bills that could be hiding in your pocket. Something to like, I don't know. Whatever the title is, but it's something to that effect, and it talks about all the different bills to look for while we're doing these bill searches. So if you haven't watched that, you're totally confused already, definitely go watch that, and then come back to this beautiful video. Nothing there. Speaking of repeaters, good block of 8s here, but with these other numbers around it, this other jibbly jab, as I'm scientifically going to refer to it as, it's not enough of a pattern in the serial number to hold on to. Now, there is a little bit of a shift in the seal here, up and to the right, but according to the BEP, as long as this seal here is sitting atop the word 1 and isn't obscuring anything around it, it's not considered a shift, or an error, like a shift error or print error. Anyway, let's move on. Nice and dirty bill, been in circulation. Obviously, it was in my pocket, but, you know, pretty beat up, so if anything was collectible on that previous note, it'd be hard to tell due to all that damage. I thought we had a broken ladder here for a second, but no dice. Nothing in the seals, no shifts. Little bit of an over ink on this third digit from the left, but 2013 series $1 notes are common for that. This bill's been wet, you can tell from the discoloration. And, of course, has been folded and creased and jammed in pocket and sock and knapsack or whatever people keep their money in when they had ownership of this bill. So we'll keep on moving on. $10 bill, 2006 series, so we don't see a lot of those. 2006 series 10s are not long after they redesigned the $10 note. To combat counterfeiting bills. So they were going to do another redesign here in the 2020s. We're only in 2020. So we'll see over the next decade what redesigns they do. They're talking about the $1 note, but it has not been redesigned since they added "In God We Trust" to the back of the $1 note back in the 50s. So nothing to talk on there. Let's see. $20 banknote. 2013 series. One cool thing about $20 notes, I think, is, you know, in this redesign with the light colors of the note, it's not yellow like the $10 bills. You can really see all those fibrous materials that are used in the makeup of our currency here in the U.S., which I think is just kind of interesting. You have your color-changing ink also to combat counterfeiting. And then, of course, they added some a little bit different watermark to the bill, as well as a few other features. But that's not what this video is about. It's not about, you know, anti-counterfeiting measures on banknotes. We're just seeing if we can find some good old collectible stuff. These little marks up here, I get asked about that. I mentioned it in a previous video. That is from the counter, the rotary counter at the bank. So the little thing has teeth, grabs top of the bill and flips it over to count it. So you've probably seen those a dozen times, but that's what those marks are from. Man, good repetition. So, another, like, this is not it, so it's going to be maybe a bad example, but a thing to keep an eye out for is what's called a radar note, or just any pattern in the serial number. But a radar is going to be able to be read front to back and back to front. It's like a, you know, good version of a collectible bill to hold on to. Sorry, I'm trying to fix this little fold here, so anyway, I'll stop fidgeting with the bill. 2017A. So we also don't see a lot of 2017A series notes. Little bit of shift here in the seal. Sorry, seal, not serial number. But this usually coincides with a shift in the serial number, since I'm misspeaking anyway. So, in the act of correcting myself, I'll give you another little nugget of information. A little bit of a bleed through of the serial number here, but not dramatic enough to hold on to. Now, if you could read the whole serial number, essentially backwards through the bill, I would say, hey, hold on to that. Another over-inked third digit in both of these serial numbers, actually. A lot of the time, we will see them in both, but on 2013 series, I won't harp on it, just pass them by. You'll see them on Amazon, you'll see them on Mercari, you'll see them on eBay and all other million sales platforms on the internet. Don't be fooled by the over ink on the third digit. That is just a common thing that takes place on basically every 2013 series $1 note. I don't know if it's an anti-counterfeiting measure by doing that, or if it was just simply the way they were produced, but that's super duper common. So let's stop talking about it. Just pass them up. I mean, don't buy one of those for $3 to $10 or whatever they sell them for. It is not an error. Those people are full of you know what. So just pass them up and don't buy from that buyer at all. Anybody that's going to claim an error when they good and darn well know there's not an error with that bill, you should just never purchase anything from that person. We have the remnants of a bank stamp. Now let's see if it's on the back. It is on the back. Cool. I love stamp notes. Now this is not a great example, but since it has a stamp, I'll touch on it. This is a bank counter stamp. When they received the bill, this one probably sat on the bottom of the stack, and the reason I know that is because this is the reverse of the note, and the stamp resides there. The strap that would have held them all together is about 2 fingers wide, and it sits, generally in the middle, but somewhere around this realm. And they basically stamp on top of that, but everybody goes willy-nilly with the stamps at the bank because they just don't care. So it obviously missed its mark a little bit and left some of the stamp here on the bill. Now, I know that's not necessarily valuable. A lot of you might comment, oh, well, that's stupid. I don't hold on to that. That's just a stamp from the bank. You're right. But in my opinion, that's the wonderful thing about this hobby. You can collect whatever you want, just like with anything. I mean, if I want to collect all left shoes, I have the right to do so. And some of you guys send me pictures of things you collect that I personally wouldn't hold on to. But that's the beautiful thing about hobbies and collecting. If it's collectible to you, hold on to it. And in this case, I love stamp notes. I'm not going to hold on to this one. But just to give an idea, if there's a full stamp on it, I'm all about it. So if you find any cool stamp bills, you let me know. I might just offer you a couple bucks for it or whatever. 2017 series, so 2017, not the A series. Nothing crazy with the serial number. Really beat up note. Definitely been wet at some point. What else? What else? Nothing on the back here. Really folded up. For a second, I thought we had a little bit of like an ink issue going on the front of the seal here, right around his tail. But I was mistaken. There was just actually lint on the belt. So pass that up. Got ourselves a little bit of a highlighter markup here. Could just be a mark from the bank or when somebody was counting their money on this 2013 series. Now, oddly enough, we don't have those over inks. I would say it's more common, or less common rather, to not have the over inks. This thing is ripped up, beat up, creased up. So if it was collectible in any right, that would detract from value, of course. Nothing on the back other than that nice tear going all the way through. Getting down to the last couple of bills. 2013 Series $5 note. The only 5 that we've come through. I love the redesign of 5s, but they're talking about redesigning them again in 2020, as $5 notes are one of the most commonly counterfeited across the world as far as U.S. banknotes is concerned. So they have fought with that forever, but hey, whatever. Nothing on the front. Nothing crazy with the print. Everything seems pretty good. A little bit of shift here, but nothing crazy. And a little bit of damage to the back. Nothing going on. Sometimes you'll find a little bit of blurring in the 05s that are repeated. Amongst them is a little constellation it makes up called Urion, spelled E-U-R-I-O-N. But not here. And last but not least, hey, a good finisher is a nice little star note, a good replacement note. Essentially, something happened to it in production. They replaced the note, and they showed that by putting a star on the end. It's got a little shift here in the seal. It's a 2013 series. Nothing in the serial number as far as fancy serial number is concerned. Let's look at the reverse of the note. Really beat up, definitely been wet, and seen its day in circulation. I don't see anything jumping out at me. But I love me some star notes, as you probably know from watching any of my videos. So I'm going to hold on to this little guy. I'm going to add him to a plastic protective sleeve and get him with my other star notes. So a little fine, nothing too crazy to blow away your mind for the weekend. But keep in touch for more bill searching videos, and especially more videos that talk about the value of the coins and banknotes in your pocket. But otherwise, let me know what you've come across in your bill and coin searches lately in the comments below. And otherwise, you are the bestest of the best. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and subscribe to the channel if you love money like I do. I will see you later. Peace out.